Well, developing at noon, lawyers representing former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James are asking a federal judge to dismiss the cases against them. Now, they say the prosecutor who secured the indictments was illegally installed. Lindsay Halligan was appointed as interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia by Attorney General Mamdani after President Trump urged her to do so. Halligan is a former Trump lawyer with no previous experience as a federal litigator. And it looks like Sean Diddy Combs will be spending a little more time in prison than originally expected. Combs' release date has reportedly been pushed back by nearly a month. He was originally set to be released on May 8th of 2028, but Federal Bureau of Prison Records reportedly show he will now be released on June 4th of that year. It is not clear exactly why that date was pushed back, but it does come after reports that he has violated multiple prison rules since being behind bars. Combs was initially sentenced to 50 months in prison last month on 2 prostitution-related convictions. And today marks 10 years since terror attacks in Paris and St. Denis left 132 people dead and several hundred injured. The coordinated terrorist attacks included shootings at cafe terraces, the Bataclan concert hall, and a bombing outside of the stadium. People in Paris paid tribute to the victims by leaving candles, flowers, and notes in front of a French monument. The Eiffel Tower was also lit in the colors of the country's flag. Next at noon, the very longest government shutdown in history now finally over. We're taking a look at how travelers are faring at airports after the shutdown forced major flight reductions. Plus, food insecurity could still be an issue for New Yorkers ahead of the holidays. What community groups are just doing to try to help. Well, the government has reopened after the longest shutdown in history, but it may still take some time for things to normalize at airports. At Newark Liberty, passengers are still dealing with dozens of delayed and canceled flights. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says more air traffic controllers are coming to work and flight reductions will stay at the same level for now. Now, that shutdown had far-ranging effects, and it could still be some time before airport operations fully stabilize. And then what about SNAP recipients? When will they start getting the help that they need? Fox 8's Linda Schmidt is in the newsroom with where things stand right now. A lot of questions here, Linda.
Yeah, that's right. Hi there, Bianca. Well, you know, the shutdown is over. It ended last night. But some of the chaos at the airports, as you were just saying, going to continue for at least several more days. But there is some good news here. Airlines will not be reducing the number of flights by 10% tomorrow, which the FAA had instructed them to do if the shutdown continued. But they're still operating at a 6% reduction, which kicked in earlier this week, which means cancellations and delays are going to continue until all the air traffic controllers who have not been at work are back on the job. Then there is the issue of SNAP benefits, which are food stamps that nearly 42 million Americans need to feed themselves and their families. SNAP recipients are supposed to start receiving their benefits within a few days. But here in New York, Governor Hochul issued, she used some emergency money, some emergency fund money earlier this week to start providing SNAP benefits here in New York. And federal workers, they have now been ordered to report back to work today. More than 1 million federal workers who were either furloughed or working without getting paid since October 1st. And they are all ordered back on the job today. Now, as things do start to get back to normal, unfortunately, there is another battle just around the corner. This bill to end the shutdown that was passed last night only funds the government until January 30th. So before that date, Congress has to agree to another spending bill. Bianca, back upstairs to you.
All right. We'll see what happens with this one, Linda. Thanks so much. Meanwhile, in the wake of the government shutdown and the limited access to SNAP food aid, New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand says she is concerned about food insecurity ahead of the holidays. This morning, she joined leaders from City Harvest and the West Side Campaign Against Hunger to hand out food and talk about the importance of supporting these organizations during a time when so many people are struggling.
The critical funding for City Harvest is at risk because of the Trump administration. They do not want to fund food stamps. They do not want to fund nutrition programs. They are dead set on making sure the most vulnerable in our city cannot get the support that they need.
The head of City Harvest says there were about $186 billion worth of cuts to SNAP funding in the Trump administration's Big Beautiful Bill that passed in July. And officials in Essex County, New Jersey, are coming together to help SNAP recipients impacted by the federal government shutdown. County Executive Joe DiVincenzo teaming up with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey to host an emergency food distribution event today. DiVincenzo says even with the SNAP benefits restored, many families are still struggling with inflation and food insecurity.
This is our fourth one that we've done, and the reason we're doing it is because when SNAP, they discontinued SNAP for a while, people really needed some help with food and stuff, and we thought this was the right thing to do.
Well, so far, Essex County has hosted over 110 food distribution events, providing over 3 million meals to residents in need. Let's turn out weather to see what's in store for us this afternoon. Taking a live look outside here on this Thursday. Meteorologist Audra Puente standing by with more. Warming up feels really nice.
Yeah, yes. Well, we're slowly climbing up the thermometer. We're still a little bit below normal for this time of year. However, we're seeing slight improvements each and every day. So right now we're at 49 in Central Park. We're just closing in on 50. We're already hit 50 degrees in Islip down the shore in Belmar, as well as over towards Newark. A little cooler off to the south. We're at 40 degrees, or off to the north, 40 degrees in Monticello, 47 up in Poughkeepsie. Now, all of these temperatures are milder than they were at this time yesterday, and our afternoon highs will also be a little bit higher than what we experienced on Wednesday. Our winds are definitely getting our attention. They're sustained between 10 and 20 miles per hour on average. However, the gusts are even higher than that across the region. We are gusting now to 28 in Islip. We just got a wind gust of 51 miles per hour in New York City. That's pretty wild. That's tropical storm force winds there. 32 in Newark, 23 in White Plains. On average, I expected the wind gusts to be at about 30 miles per hour, but I guess we got one really good burst there, the Central Park recording there. So we have a couple of isolated showers working through. This looks a little bit more ominous than it is. We are starting to see them kind of move down towards the southeast. Eventually they'll erode away, and we'll be left with some cloud cover with the sun kind of peeking through from time to time as we go towards the afternoon. So just around midday here, we could get a couple of these showers. You may want to have your umbrella handy around the lunchtime hour. They came downwind of the Great Lakes. I kind of thought earlier they would stay up in the Hudson Valley, but they've kind kind of made their way all the way down because of those strong blustery winds. It's helping to carry that moisture all the way down right here into the 5 boroughs. But gradually, again, we'll see things move offshore. It will get quieter by the afternoon with just a mix of sun and clouds, and high pressure is keeping things quiet just off to our west here. No major storm systems in sight across much of the country. The exception is out towards Northern California, where they're seeing some significant rainfall and even snow in the higher elevations. So as the futurecast shows, we'll see the sun breaking through before it sets later on this afternoon. And then tonight we'll go mostly clear. That's how we'll start out the day tomorrow on Friday. And then we'll have just a mix of sun and clouds as we move along through Friday. And on Saturday, I think we'll start out with plenty of dry conditions. And then it appears that clouds will be on the increase ahead of a system that will bring us some wet weather on Saturday night. So 51 is what we're going to on Central Park today. We're almost there. We're at 52 at Islip for the high number. Tonight we'll drop back to 38 in the city. We'll be in the 20s over towards Monticello, 40 degrees for the bottoming out in Belmar. Tomorrow, still windy, a little chilly with a high of only 49. And then we have those showers rolling in on Saturday night. So you have Saturday night plans. Plan to have an umbrella handy because it will be an evening event here lasting into very early on Sunday. We dry it out quickly on Sunday. The sun comes out, and that's going to warm up many places close to 60 degrees. That'll feel nice. Bianca?
60 definitely going to be feeling
Yes.
great. All right. Thanks so much, Audrey. Meanwhile, this next at noon, flu season is here. What health officials in Europe are saying about a highly contagious new strain and how the government shutdown affected data on flu cases right here in the States. Welcome back. A strain of the flu is causing concern among medical experts. A version of H3N2 is causing outbreaks in the UK and Canada, sending people to the hospital. And health officials say the virus acquired 7 new mutations over the summer, which means it's different than this year's vaccine. Now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has not provided a national report on flu activity since September because of the government shutdown. And if you suffer from frequent migraines, researchers say you are not alone. A new study found that nearly 1 in every 3 people worldwide suffer from a headache disorder that amounts to almost 3 billion people. Researchers found it's especially bad for women who experience more than double the lifetime headache-related health problems than men. The study will appear in the December issue of The Lancet Neurology. And Apple is making your passport mobile. The tech company is launching a feature to store U.S. passports in its Wallet app. Apple says travelers will be able to present their digital ID as a form of identification at airport security lines in the U.S. The service is set to be accepted at more than 250 airports across the country. Apple says the ID does not replace a physical passport and is not currently supported for international travel. Meanwhile, a holiday tradition is back at Starbucks today. It is Red Cup Day, so customers who order a holiday-inspired beverage at participating locations will be given a free limited edition Grande reusable Red Cup. That cup is made of 95% recycled material and features a hand-drawn illustration. Customers can bring back the reusable cup in the future for a 10-cent discount on their beverage. Strikes are also planned at dozens of Starbucks across the country to coincide with Red Cup Day. The union representing some of the chain's baristas is fighting for a new contract agreement. And next at noon, she can tell us how to get to Sesame Street. Sonia Manzano, a.k.a. Maria from Sesame Street, joins us live in studio to discuss her iconic role and a brand new documentary about her life and career. And it's finally happening. Today is the day I'm getting my tattoo with sports producer Lou Albanese, the New York celebrity tattoo artist who's going to be doing it, joins me in studio to look at some of his incredible work and his powerful rise to fame in his field.
New York City is delivering for you every day, everywhere. Major crime is down citywide. A record number of new homes have been created, and a brand new universal after-school program is available for our kids. With safer streets and thriving small businesses, NYC is delivering for families, making this the best place to raise yours. Find out more at deliveringforyou.nyc.
All right, it is 12:30 right now. Welcome back to the Noon. We've got a whole lot more coming up here. Starting with this, she entertained and helped educate generations of kids on TV. Sonia Manzano, a.k.a. Maria from Sesame Street, is here to discuss her amazing career. Plus, today is the day we're really doing it. tattoo artist Keith Des Hernandez is here to show off his work before sports producer Lou Albanese and I actually get some ink, not kidding, live on Kicking and Screaming coming up at 2. But we're going to talk about his incredible rise to fame in his field. But first, let's get another live look outside. A beautiful day to get a tattoo, I guess, because you're going to be indoors.
That's
you
true.
don't have to be outdoors.
That's true. I'm guessing for the tattoo artists, it's a good day any day, right?
Yeah,
to get a tattoo. Well, folks, today is actually feeling just a little bit better than it has over the last couple of days. Our temperatures are slowly rising up the thermometer. So right now we're at 49 degrees. We're closing in on 50. I think we're going to get there. 50 already now at Newark, Belmar, and in Islip. We're at 51, 50 in Bridgeport. We're in the 40s still in White Plains, Poughkeepsie, and up towards Monticello. Now, all of these temperatures are running a little bit warmer than we were at this time yesterday, so that's why we think we're going to close in on 50 today. The winds, though, are definitely getting our attention out there. It's a little windy with our winds steadily between 10 and 20 miles per hour on average. However, we're seeing gusts as high as 28 in Islip, now 46 in Central Park. We were just at 51 earlier, 23 in White Plains, 23 in Bridgeport, and it's going to be a blustery day again with the wind, so it'll make it feel more chilly, especially in the shade. A couple of isolated showers are passing through. You might need your umbrella during lunchtime here, but they will be passing through shortly, and we will see some sun before it breaks, actually before it sets later today. It'll come through the cloud cover. So we have some rain coming downwind of the Great Lakes. It's reaching as far south as the 5 boroughs because of those strong winds, but again, things will quiet down shortly here. High pressure is nosing its way in from the west. That should keep things pretty tranquil for us as we go into the next couple of days. Here it plays out on our futurecast. We're going to get that sun before it sets later on this afternoon, and then tonight we're going to go mostly clear. That's how we'll start out our Friday, too. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds through the afternoon. I think we should stay rain-free tomorrow, and then Saturday looking good. Daytime hours, no problem if you have any plans, but nighttime could be a different story. We have a front that's making its approach. That will increase our cloud cover by Saturday afternoon, and then in the evening, we're going to start to see scattered showers pop up, and they will be here through the overnight right into Sunday morning. So 51 is where we're going for a high temperature today in the park. We'll be at 52 in Islip, 40s off to the north. Tonight, we drop back into the 30s across most spots with mostly clear skies. Tomorrow, it's still windy, so it's still chilly. We'll have a high of about 49 degrees, and then those showers come in late on Saturday. They'll clear out early on Sunday, so most of Sunday will be dry. And once the sun comes out, we're going to warm up to near 60 degrees in many spots on that day. Bianca, over to you.
All right, sounds good, Audrey. Thanks so much. Well, 5 years ago, Asher Rosenfeld had a great idea that turned into successful service. He was just a kid when he took his love of reading and found a way to help people with disabilities stay connected. Crystal Young has his incredible story.
This is how it started. 5 years later, this is how it's going. So let's go back to September 2020. The isolation of the pandemic, it gripped us all, but one Manhattan kid refused to go down without a fight. At just 12 years old, he started Audibles with Asher, a free service where he would simply read to people with special needs.
I was on the Zooms all day, and I guess I wondered, could I use Zoom to do anything else and do something good? So I wanted to combine my passion for reading and my love for reading with connecting to others.
Turns out Zoom was the perfect fit.
Zoom was really good because it removed the barriers, right? It can remove geographical barriers, but also maybe emotional or physical barriers.
Asher partnered with an organization called Friendship Circle to bring it all to life, and he had his mom's complete support.
This has been entirely his work. There's no sort of parent in the background pushing to make it happen. This is all the goodness that comes from him. And I think because you can really see that because it's been going. Yeah. This isn't something that like, oh, let me just do this, for a month or test it out. This is the way he wants to exist in the world.
Asher always allows the person he reads to pick the book, and even if they want to read it over and over again, he's game. Our camera tagged along as Asher met Robin Fox, a woman he's been reading to for 5 years.
Robin, it's so nice to meet you.
Meet you.
I have these flowers for you.
I'm good. Say thank you.
It's so nice to meet you, Robin, in person.
It's so nice.
It's so nice to meet you.
I met you. I have to give you a hug after all these years. It's
so nice to meet you.
Wonderful.
At the start, I couldn't have imagined that it would have lasted so long, but I love doing it, and I'm happy that...
I like to read also.
Yeah, that Robin liked doing it too.
Yes.
And and we were just able to continue.
So of course I had lots of questions for Robin.
Do you like that he's outgoing?
Yes.
Yes, that's a good one, right? Okay. And wait, and he's good looking, right?
Yes.
If you have to look at someone for like an hour every week, it's nice that they're good looking, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And he's just like a kind, good person.
Yes.
This is a lot of yeses. I like that.
Robin's parents are thrilled with the friendship that Asher and Robin now have.
She can't read or do numbers, but she's very social and truly appreciated having a new friend who would read to her.
For any 12-year-old to start something, usually 2-3 weeks, a month is as much as they do. So for Asher to have continued now 5 years is such a tribute to the Mensch, the really good-hearted, kind, special young man that he is. Absolutely.
And it'll have an effect on him for the rest of his life in terms of giving back.
Robin says she always looks forward to reading with Asher and wants to continue.
He's like my partner in crime.
Okay, your partner in crime.
Yes.
I like that. I like.
At 17, Asher is college bound. He set his sights on Harvard, but he has no plans of ending Audibles with Asher. And since Asher gave Robin a present, she gave him one too.
Open it.
Open it. What's inside? Whoa. Wow, this is really cool.
Oh, look at you two. Friends for life, right?
For life.
Crystal Young, Fox 5 News.
What a sweet story that is. All right, next at noon, you know her as Maria from Sesame Street. Sonia Manzano is here to talk about her brand new documentary, Street Smart, Lessons from a TV Icon. And a new Super Mario Brothers movie coming out. We got a sneak peek at the new trailer. Well, for more than 4 decades, Sonia Manzano inspired generations as Maria on Sesame Street, breaking barriers as the first Latina in a regular national television role. But now her remarkable story is the focus of a brand new documentary, Street Smart, Lessons from a TV Icon. That film traces Sonia's journey from a turbulent childhood in the South Bronx to the bright lights of Sesame Street, where she changed the face of children's media, both on screen and behind the scenes. Sonia Manzano joins us now. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure. If you saw that little clip, that is not me. That is an actress playing me in the documentary.
I was going to say, we know who you are because you were in the TV sets of almost every single household I know. So your face, so recognizable, especially when you were playing Maria in that show for so many years. When you look back on that career, was there a time for you that you realized this is really important, the role that I have right now?
I guess it kind of creeped up on me. The show was very successful right after it was broadcast. It was a groundbreaking show, and everybody was very excited about Sesame Street. But I didn't realize the impact that I was going to personally make on it till years later, maybe 8 years later, and I started writing for the show. As soon as I realized that the power was behind the screen and not in front of the screen, I started to have more of an impact on the show. And I remembered myself watching television and said, you know, I wish I had seen someone like me when I was a kid, so I'm going to provide that for kids today.
The powerful saying, you cannot see it until you can't believe it until you see it.
Right, absolutely.
And in terms of writing, you've won like 15 Emmys in terms of writing behind this. When did you start to say, no, I want to be having major input on the stories that we tell?
I think that I questioned the Latino content on the show, and I would see Cookie Monster eating a table, and then I would come on and say that all I was how you said hello in Spanish. So what's more interesting? Cookie Monster eating the table, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to update the Latino segments and make them as exciting as a Muppet eating a table. And that's how I got behind the scenes.
Okay, so tell us about this documentary, which is pretty incredible. We were talking before the segment right now.
Right.
There's some history behind this getting greenlit, because there was a couple ways this could have gone.
Absolutely. I met Ernie Bustamante, who's a writer-director from Hollywood. He read my memoir, Becoming Maria, Love and Chaos in the South Bronx. He loved it. He wanted to add images to it, whether a sitcom. I think he had the idea of Everybody Hates Chris as an example, or a movie. He pitched it. Nobody wanted it. I mean, everybody was excited to meet me and woo, Sesame Street, yada, yada, yada. But nobody wanted to greenlight this project. So he said, why don't we do a documentary of you? And I thought, well, I mean, if you want to go through all of that. He was very persistent, Ernie Bustamante, and so he got it together to make a documentary. You shoot a little bit, you ask for more money, you shoot a little bit more, you ask for more money, and so it goes, as you probably know. And finally, it's going to be at the Village East this Sunday.
Wow, that is amazing. So that's the premiere.
Yeah.
And then any plans to do anything beyond that? Because you're still a busy woman in terms of, I mean, on screen, behind screen writing. What's the next thing you're working on?
Well, I'm working on a book now that I won't reveal the title of it yet, but I just finished that because I love to write. And certainly we're hoping that Street Smart gets picked up so that everybody can see it.
I love that. All right, so we can tune in this week and hopefully we can come see.
Sunday at the Village East at 2 o'clock, and that's around 12th Street and 2nd Avenue.
And a lot of people do want to know, can they still watch Sesame Street?
Yes, they can watch Sesame Street on Netflix is the new deal that the workshop made. And you can still watch it on PBS.
Yeah. I think you need to make a little comeback, though. Just a little comeback, just to let everyone know. Hello.
I can come back and fix the toaster that I fixed for 44 years.
I love that. Sonia, thank you so much to be here. Congratulations on this documentary. I know it's going to do incredibly well.
Thank you.
All right, we have more noon straight ahead. Stay with us.
Fox Local.
Oh my goodness, that was the first trailer for The Devil Wears Prada 2. Meryl Streep takes on her iconic role as Miranda Priestly, and Anne Hathaway returns as Andy Sachs. The sequel to the beloved 2006 film follows Priestly as she attempts to navigate her career in a world where print journalism is dying. She faces off against her former assistant, Emily Blunt, who is now at a competing company. The film was set to be released May 1st. And we're also getting a first look at the upcoming Super Mario Bros. Movie sequel. Take a look.
I'm Bowser Jr., and I'm gonna be taking my father now!
Well, the Super Mario Galaxy movie will pick up after the events of the first movie, and we're going to see Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach traveling to different lands from the video game. That trailer also shows the addition of Benny Safdie's Bowser Jr. and Brie Larson's Rosalina. Chris Pratt will return as Mario, while Anna Taylor-Joy returns as Princess Peach, and Charlie Day will be back as Luigi. The Super Mario Galaxy movie hits theaters April 3rd. Right, next at noon, Thanksgiving is just 2 weeks away, but this year more and more people might be skipping the turkey on Turkey Day. Plus, he is a Bronx-born artist who went from humble beginnings to be named one of Rolling Stone's Hot 10 names shaping culture. He is also going to be tattooing Lou Albeniz today. Keith Des Hernandez is live in studio. Coming up next, you don't want to miss his story. Well, Keith Des Hernandez is one of New York's most in-demand tattoo artists. His work has made him a cultural force, even earning a spot on Rolling Stone's list of the top 10 people shaping the summer. He's built a brand that is as much about storytelling as it is about ink, and he's here today to talk about his rise, his inspiration, and what is next for him. Joining us now, celebrity tattoo artist Des. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is a first for us. We've never had a tattoo artist on the noon.
I heard. I'm excited. I'm excited to be the first, and I'm excited I'm here. So thank you so much for making
making this happen.
Absolutely. I think what's more incredible than your work is your story. It's a story that people just love because you were born and raised in the Bronx.
Yes.
You have your own studio now. You're getting international recognition. How did this all start for you?
Yeah, I was born and raised in the Bronx. My parents came from Puerto Rico. They came to the Bronx. They met at an early age. My dad, being a Mets fan that he is, named me Keith Hernandez. I grew up playing baseball, but art was always in the back. So I never took art serious. I wish I did sooner, but when I needed it the most, it happened. And before you know, I started tattooing, and now I run my own studio space.
That's awesome. We're taking a look at some young pictures of you there. At this age, when you're taking a look at this photo, did you think about that this could take a career and go wildly on its own?
So I was always drawing. I didn't know it was a talent. I always thought it was something people did. You know, some people were good at reading, some people were good at math. I was good at drawing. So it was one of those things I was just really good at.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how talented I was behind it. But as I got older, it became more important to me. I started doing it more. And then, you know, one thing led to another. I was like, I really want to get into tattooing. And once I got into it, there was no turning back.
Okay, look, you're acting incredibly humble, and I love that. I love that about you. But you have some incredible people come through your doors.
Yes, yes.
Was there one person that you were like, whoa, I got a request to tattoo that person?
Well, one of the first people that kind of, you know, I tattooed people like Lewis Hamilton, Jalen Brunson, who reached out to me recently. He's part of the Knicks fan. But one of the most exciting people I had to tattoo, which came to my door, was Carlos Correas. He played for the WBC World Baseball Classic Puerto Rican team, and we seen him play. I seen him win the championship, and then like a few months later, he hits me up. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Right now, we're taking a look at Jalen Brunson that you're giving a tattoo there.
Yeah.
Was there anything specific that you really loved meeting about Jalen Brunson and the work that he asked you to do?
Well, just like Jalen Brunson and a lot of people like Lewis Hamilton, just the way they are. You know, you could tell how when they want something, how they get it, because they go after what they want, and it kind of gives you the mindset to do the same.
So talking about your work, it's very distinct. It's like gray realism. It's very hard to do.
It's black and gray realism.
Yes.
So yeah, I do a lot of portrait style of work. I get a lot of people who come to get tattooed from like someone who in the past, or maybe like a child that they have. So I know it's important to them, and I love that that's my style of work because I know they're not going to regret it. I love that I get to put something on them that they're going to love for the rest of their life. Yeah. So I'm excited. And, you know, and doing portrait tattoos has always been my thing. Since I was a kid, I always liked to draw that. I used to draw my friends as like superheroes and stuff like that. So it was drawing people was always important to me.
Okay, Rolling Stone, top 10 people defining culture this summer. Was that a shock to you?
Yes, you know, when you start tattooing, you're just doing it for fun. Yeah. And then it's like little by little, you get into like a scale that you push on, and so it becomes very fun. Before you know it, I'm on Rolling Stone covers and stuff like that. So it's exciting, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be actually tattooing Lou and I live. Yep. That is coming up on Kicking and Screaming at 2 p.m. This is, from what I know, this has never been done before on any show here on Fox 5.
And I'll be the one to do it.
And we did a poll asking people what team. Right now, the Yankees are leading, Mets, and then Knicks.
Yeah, we need the Mets to come through. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on.
I put it out there. I said, I don't want to get a Yankee tattoo, and Mets fans to come through.
Who follow me, who knows? They know. They trying
Keith,
to do
you got to
this
tell them something. They got, what, an hour left to figure this out?
They got an hour. I need my Mets fans to come through. Come on, let's go Mets. And I'm calling it out. They win the 2026 World Series.
I love that.
So we need you guys to come through.
I love that enthusiasm, and I love the fact that you probly will tattoo them if they win the World Series.
Yes, I'm pretty friends with a lot of them.
Where can people find you real fast before you go and maybe come, hopefully one day get a tattoo right here?
I have my private studio down in Financial District, 161 Water Street. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok as well. Yeah, I'm easy to reach. So if you want it, you could definitely come through, and I'm willing to work with everybody.
Oh, we so appreciate you being here. Congratulations on all your success.
Yes,
He's not done yet, though. You can catch the full reveal and the tattoo session today at 2 p.m. on Kicking and Screaming on Fox Local. You still have a chance to vote for Knicks or the Mets. Please, please. We got more news straight ahead. Stay with us.
Fox.
Well, when you think of Thanksgiving dinner, turkey is the star of the meal, but many are now opting to ditch the bird altogether. Fox 8's Jody Goldberg shows us why turkeyless Thanksgivings are becoming a new holiday trend.
While some spend Thanksgiving Day basting birds ahead of the big feast, others are starting to say the bird's not the word.
I'm not a turkey person. I like vegetables and I all the sides.
I'm used to having turkey on Thanksgiving.
What's on your Thanksgiving table? Oh, well, we do an Italian Thanksgiving, and it's usually an antipasto, and then a pasta dish, and then the traditional American with turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, and all the good things like that.
No one likes turkey. It's dry and gross.
Scroll through social media, and you'll see turkeyless Thanksgivings trending. For some family, the bird's been benched, and it's a whole lot cleaner without it.
No turkey. My father-in-law hates turkey and chicken, and there'll be none. So we're doing eggplant parmesan.
It's a hard no. Always turkey on Thanksgiving.
At Zorn's and Bethpage, it's business as usual when it comes to the birds. They've taken several hundred orders already. Proof that for many, there's no substitute for the star of the spread.
The phones are busy.
Zorn's about page. How can I help you?
We're knee-deep taking turkey orders. The USDA's Economic Research Service says fewer Americans are carving into turkey these days. Some blame higher prices and outbreaks. Others are pointing to changing diets. Would you ever ditch the turkey?
Maybe. Depends on who I'm having over.
So whether you're skipping stuffing or sticking to the staples, some say don't mess with tradition.
Everybody has turkey on Thanksgiving. I like the turkey, the traditional one.
I'm a turkey person.
And others say it's the company that counts.
Would Thanksgiving be Thanksgiving without turkey?
Yeah, it would be. As long as I have my family with me, yeah.
Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
That is the right answer at the end there. All right, that is our show. But before we go, here's one last thing to leave you with. This holiday season, you can become the chief of cheer and get paid to watch your favorite holiday movies. Online platform Cable TV is hiring one lucky person to become the chief of cheer. The role requires a chief to watch 25 holiday movies in 25 days, and they can earn a total of $2,500. The chief of cheer will also be receiving free subscriptions to several streaming apps. You can apply on the company's website until December 3rd. All right, we will see you tomorrow. 25 Words or Less is next. And if you want more news, tune in to the Fox local app, which is streaming right now.
Thursday, November 13th,
Welcome to Newsroom Live, everybody. I'm Antoine Lewis coming to you from the newsroom of Fox 5 Studios on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. A lot to get to today. We hope everyone is having a good day. Whatever platform you are watching us, viewing us on, streaming us on, we certainly thank you for being with us for the next 60 minutes or so as we bring you up to speed on headlines here in the tri-state as well as around the world. We're going to go to Brooklyn right now because the NYPD is actually investigating a homicide to tell you about. Lisa Evers is on the scene with what we know about a beloved building super in Flatbush who apparently is the subject now of a murder investigation. So we're going to check in now with my colleague Lisa Evers, who's standing by to bring us up to speed on this. Lisa, hello.
This time I think it took a little longer. I'm not sure.
Okay, so we don't have Lisa. We're going to be getting Lisa in just a moment. But as you come back to me, we're also going to go over a couple of other news headlines. Let's talk about Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. Now, free universal child care was one of the major platforms to which he campaigned on. And this morning, as you can see, he was in Brooklyn visiting one of the many child care centers in our area to effectively get a firsthand look at how this would play out. Now, what Mamdani is proposing is actually taxing wealthy New Yorkers as well as corporations that do business here in the city as far as to pay for what he's promised that he would try to do, universal free child care, affecting children between the ages of 6 weeks on up to 5 years old. Now, according to Mamdani's team, it seems that over the last 4 years, the city has lost about $20 billion in money just because of the number of working mothers who have left the workforce to go home to simply take care of their children. And this is something that the mayor-elect says must stop. He actually talked about that while he was in Flatbush this morning. Let's take a listen.
I think that UPK provides a model for how city government can meet the needs that would otherwise be pushing New Yorkers out of these 5 boroughs. And I'm also looking to learn from the lessons of implementation and ensure that we are building on that we are also not seeing this as an opportunity to throw everything out that came before us, but instead an opportunity for us to build on that which has come before and deliver childcare to those who currently are being pushed out of it.
Okay. So again, that was Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani talking about how he would take care and provide fulfilling a campaign promise, if you will, on universal free child care for that. Our other big story that we want to bring you up to speed on is the shutdown, if you will. 43 days, the longest in history, certainly historic for a lot of people saying the wrong reasons on the side of history. But as we talk about it, as we now know that it has come to an end, I want to bring in our senior reporter, our colleague, the First Lady of New York City Broadcasting, Miss Linda Schmidt, is here to bring us up to speed on that. Linda, you know, it's always good to see you.
Yeah,
Whenever
Antoine,
we see...
I have to tell you, he cracks me up with this every single time. I'm hiring Antoine as my agent. He's going to negotiate my next contract.
We've been doing this for almost 16 years, Miss Linda Schmidt, and every time we see you, we know, we all say, because when Linda's on something, there's an adult in the room, you know, we always, everybody.
Vice versa.
Everybody
and
says
vice
that.
versa to you too.
Bring us up to speed. We've got some big developments. Airport's still a disaster.
Yeah, airports are still a disaster. The reason being is that the FAA had forced the airlines to reduce the number of flights by 6% this week. That went into effect on Tuesday. It was supposed to go up to 8% yesterday if the government shutdown did not end, but it did end. So the 6% is going to continue. Maybe, you know what, let's go ahead, let's show some of that airport video if we could. So the 6% reduction is currently in effect, right? Yeah, there we go, right there. It's currently in effect. So there's still going to be thousands of delays and cancellations until all the air traffic controllers are back on the job. Now, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy had said that once the shutdown was over, this wasn't going to be like, boop, you click your fingers and everything's back to normal. This is going to take days before the system is ramped back up to normal and things are running smoothly. As they were prior to the government shutdown. But there's still going to be thousands of cancellations and delays. That's dealing with the airports. Now, some of the other things going on today, too, because of the shutdown, you know, SNAP benefits. If we can go ahead and roll that video, Vinny. You know, there are about 42 million Americans who need SNAP benefits. Those are food stamps. And they have been going without SNAP benefits, and these people have really been struggling.
Yep.
These are people on the lower end of the economic spectrum who desperately need assistance and not just feeding themselves, but also their families.
Right.
That should be kicking in within the next few days. In New York, though, SNAP recipients, they were luckier than some of the other states because Governor Hochul earlier this week, she dipped into an emergency fund to start providing SNAP recipients with their benefits already this week. So that was something that was good for New York. So that's the one thing. So we got the airlines, you've got SNAP benefits, and now we're talking about federal workers. And I know we've got video of federal workers too, because there were lots of federal buildings that sat empty. Yeah, this is it. Sat empty since October 1st. 1.4 million federal workers who were either furloughed or working without pay. Now they have been ordered to return to work today, which everybody is returning to work today, or at least most of them are. And then it's going to take some time before they get their back pay. But imagine, you know, everybody thinks, oh, what's the big deal? Or not everybody thinks, but some people think, oh, what's the big deal? You have to go without a paycheck, or maybe 2 paychecks.
Right.
Unfortunately, most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Most Americans do not have a deep well of savings.
Exactly.
So when something like this happens and you're not getting paid for 6-7 weeks, that could have a serious impact on you and your family. You can't buy food. You're having a problem buying gasoline.
Paying bills.
Whether it's your utility bill, your cell phone bill, your cable bill. And all of those companies, by the way, who you're reaching out to say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't pay my bill this month because I'm not getting paid. Are they going to say, okay, they're going to grant you some grace? Well, some might. Most won't. You know, they need their money too.
Right.
So it's going to be, I'm sorry, what?
If you wanted to talk about LaGuardia, there's a lot of pictures.
Got a live picture of LaGuardia.
Okay, we can go, let me just finish with the federal workers though too. So the federal workers are going to start getting their paychecks within the next few days to few weeks. They might even have to wait a few more weeks. And now Dave was just telling us about live video of LaGuardia. This is what we're talking about here? Vinny, is this what I'm looking at?
This is LaGuardia.
Okay. All right. All right. So this is traffic. You see in highway traffic. They're going out to LaGuardia Airport. You see some planes sitting there. It doesn't look like, I mean, if you look way over to the right there, Antoine, it doesn't look like there's really a big backup there at all of planes waiting in line to take off.
Linda, question for you. Even though the president signed the bill, and I know you have some sound from him and the House Minority Leader that you're going to be getting to in a minute, how will the 6% will it stay in effect, the reduction, or things won't right themselves right away? Right?
That's right. That's what the Transportation Secretary was saying. This 6% reduction in the number of flights at the 40 busiest airports, this is going to continue for at least a few more days, maybe longer, because they have to wait to get all those air traffic controllers back at work, and then you have to slowly ramp things up. I mean, it's the airline system. It's not like, again, I keep doing this, snapping my fingers. That's not the way that it works. It takes some time to get things back up to normal. Oh, and we do have the sound. I want to go ahead and roll that sound if we could. We have President Trump, after he signed the bill last night, this is what he had to say, part of what he had to say. Vinny, go ahead, let's roll that.
Over the past 7 weeks, the Democrats' shutdown has inflicted massive harm. They caused 20,000 flights to be canceled or delayed. They departed so many times, so late. People were hurt so badly. Nobody's ever seen anything like this one. This was a no-brainer. This was an easy extension. But they didn't want to do it the easy way. They had to do it the hard way. And they look very bad, the Democrats do.
Okay, now as you can see there, the president last night, he was very frustrated. He was blaming the Democrats. Of course, the Democrats are blaming the Republicans. And when you talk to people out on the street, which is what you and I do all the time, so we can really get a pulse of what's going on, whether it's in New York City or New Jersey, Connecticut, whatever. And then when we travel, we also talk to people. So there are plenty of Americans who are blaming the Democrats for the shutdown. There are plenty of Americans who are blaming the Republicans. And then there are plenty of Americans who are blaming both.
Yep.
Okay, so it's not a one-sided story here. And Jeffries also last night, before they passed the bill, because there were 6 Democrats last night in the House who crossed over to help the Republicans push the bill over the finish line. So 6 Democrats, including Long Island, Nassau County Congressman Tom Suozzi.
Suozzi,
he was
okay.
one of the Democrats, yeah, from our area. He was one of the ones who are the only one from our area, actually, who voted with the Republicans on this to end the shutdown. But Jeffries, Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, who of course is from New York, he spoke very passionately on the House floor before they voted, because the Democrats, as you know, they had wanted the Republicans to include the Obamacare tax subsidies to help about 22 million Americans who are on Obamacare for their health care. They are going to see their premiums skyrocket come January 1 if these tax subsidies are not extended. That is not part of the bill. So Jeffries addressed that yesterday. Let's go ahead and run that. Oh, last night. Let's run that.
We will continue to fight to lower the high cost of living. House Democrats will continue to fight to address the health care crisis that Republicans have created. And House Democrats will continue to fight to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits for tens of millions of Americans. This fight is not. We will continue to fight to lower the high cost of living.
All right, Vinny, thank you. So he's saying that they will continue to fight to lower the high
right.
cost. Now, part of the bill did address a vote in the Senate, correct? On the Affordable Care Act subsidies. That was part of the legislation that the Senate passed on Monday.
Right. Well, the Senate passed this bill on Monday with the help of 8 Democrats who came over to the Republican side. As a result of it passing the Senate on Monday night, then it went to the House for the vote last night. In the House, 6 Democrats helped the Republicans get it over the finish line.
Okay.
Yeah.
In regards to the impact that this is all having, everyone's been stressed. You know, it's meaning the shutdown, even though things are trying to right themselves. Just to talk about my family, my mom, as you know, comes every Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But because of the cancellations and the delays, you know, yesterday before everything was signed, we were numbering in the hundreds, you know, nationwide like that. We've actually said, you know what? She says she's not going to come this Thanksgiving. I'll be all right. But no, that's just that's it's impacting us as well.
Of
you know,
course,
she's like,
of course.
even if it gets to the point, like you said, that there's some sort of righting of the ship, if you will.
Right.
And I know we still like about, what, 2 weeks or so until 2 weeks from today, actually, until
that
that happens. But yeah, we just made a unilateral decision. I would hate for my mother to be flying out of Norfolk International and just sitting there
Just
because
get stuck
and
for
get
hours
stuck
and
there,
hours.
exactly, trying to get to LaGuardia.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And you know, like I have family that's trying to travel this weekend, and one of their big concerns is how long is it going to take me to get to my destination? And once I'm there, am I going to get stuck there for a day or two because the cancellations and the delays keep happening? And my brother was actually traveling on Sunday. He had a business trip out west, and he was flying out of Newark. His flight was supposed to leave at 2 o'clock. They finally got in the air at 8:30 that night. So 6.5 hours he was at Newark Airport waiting for the flight to take off, and it was a business trip, so we had to go. And so now we're waiting to see if he makes it back, like what day he's going to be arriving back. So it affects a lot of people.
Yep. Linda, what are you working on for the 5 today?
Oh, government shutdown.
Shutdown.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just getting everything ramped back up and what we can expect to see in the coming days and over the next week or two. And, you know, maybe even touching on Thanksgiving to see how it's going to affect the holiday travel then.
All right. This is why you put your heavy hitters on your top stories. So again, Linda Schmidt, as always, the pleasure is ours. Thank you for sharing your insight, your knowledge. You're just a hard worker here, and we all look up to you. You know that.
Right back at you.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to Brooklyn. Lisa Evers is standing by with the very latest on the NYPD murder investigation that we want to bring you up to speed. It is now 1:16 on your Thursday, November 13th. I'm Antoine Lewis. More Newsroom Live when we return. Thanks, Linda. Back now, Antoine Lewis joining you from the studios, the newsroom of Fox 5 on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. The NYPD is operating in Brooklyn right now. They're doing a murder investigation. A beloved building superintendent apparently was discovered deceased. Lisa Evers has been covering this for us. She's been on the scene all morning. We're going to go to Flatbush now to check in with Lisa and to just have us brought up to speed on how things are going with this investigation. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Antoine. Well, a terrible tragedy here at this apartment building you see right behind me. The 41-year-old super, a married father of 3 children. His oldest child is only 8 years old, the youngest 2 years old, and then there's a 6-year-old, ended up dying here after confronting a thief who was stealing packages from the building. It's been a big problem here. Now, we spoke just a short time ago with the brother. We'll be bringing you that sound later on in the day. But his brother told us that that he actually confronted the thief, that he was running out of the building, that he was chasing him out of the building when the thief turned around and started beating him. So the thief got away, but then the EMS came, and we were told that he was taken immediately to Kings County Hospital. But according to the brother, that's not quite the whole story. That the super told the paramedics, "I'm okay, I'm just going to go back up to my apartment." He went up to his apartment about 40 minutes later, had some tea, his wife was there, he was in the shower, and then his head started turning black, according to what the brother was telling us that he heard from the wife. She called EMS, she called 911. They were here, and then by the time they got him to Kings County Hospital, it was too late to try to in order to save him. So a real tragedy here. He'd been here for 16 years. His brother said he was the kind of guy who would do anything for anybody. He would be out in the hallways. He wasn't one of these supers that, you can never find or you can never reach. He was very hands-on. He was here for the people all the time. And now that person, what the police are still calling a person of interest, a 30-year-old man, is in police, I can't say custody, but he's being questioned by police. We're waiting for him to be formally charged. We're also waiting to hear, still a mystery, because he was badly beaten in his head, according to what the initial reports were that we got from the NYPD, for the medical examiner to give us more of an idea of how he actually died. We know it was as a result of the beating. That's what it appears to be. But what was the actual medical situation, we hope to find that out. And we're expecting to hear from the NYPD that this individual they have in custody will be charged in this terrible crime. But Antoine, just a really sad story, especially any loss is terrible at any time of the year, but especially at this time, and with those 3 small children and such a dedicated man, such a dedicated man and dedicated super. But that's what's happening here, Antoine. We're going to be monitoring this all afternoon, right, continuing to talk with the tenants here who say that he was just an incredible person, and we'll bring you the latest as we get it. Antoine, back to you.
Lisa, before you get away from us, I was about to ask you about the tenants, and we know that buildings in the city and buildings across the country are also having a problem with package thefts. Was there any sort of guidance? Were there 2 residents there about maybe not letting anybody in, or did the building address it since it had been a problem with this building?
Well, yeah. Actually, there was, Antoine, and I'm glad you asked about that, because he put up signs. The super was so concerned. He made signs for people, not just like don't let anybody in who tries to get in behind you, but he had signs posted by the elevators on every floor, warning the residents that these thieves who were so brazen, Antoine, that one tenant told us they came back, had come back several times. This is not a doorman building, so what they would do is they would push all the buzzers, which is a common technique of a lot of criminals. They would push all the buzzers on the directory, right, see who would just buzz them in, because as some people do, with a food delivery or whatever. And then they would get into the building, and then they would take it from there, taking the packages, and then make their way getting out. So the super was warning them about it, and he was confronting them when he would see people in the building lobby, because he's been here 16 years, so right, he pretty much knew everybody who was supposed to be in the building and who actually lived here. He would actually confront them and follow them out and try to get rid of them, which is what he was trying to do yesterday. He was trying to get the package back and get this guy out of there, and it ended up costing him his life. But that's how dedicated he was, and it's just awful that that he had to lose his life over something like this, Antoine.
Lisa, I know you, between your work and covering the streets, you cover crime for us at least like 7 days a week, with this, between our stuff and what you do with street soldiers. But you are right, this is absolutely heartbreaking, especially now that you found out more information that it sounds like he thought he was okay and went upstairs to his apartment to just recoup, trying to deal with it. And
exactly.
Just awful, Lisa. All right, I know you're very busy.
Just really, really, really sad.
Lisa, thank you for the report.
And we'll have more.
Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
Oh no, there was a little delay there. Antoine, thank you, and we're in Flatbush, Brooklyn. We'll be staying on this all afternoon, and anything that any new developments, we'll bring them to you immediately. Antoine, back to you.
All right, Lisa, we'll take it. Thank you so much for that report. You, Roy, and Dan Foley, the team that's out there. It's now 1:24 on your Thursday. More news, more headlines. Also some health news. If you're a headache sufferer, we've got some information that you may want to stay in touch with, and stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Newsroom Live, everybody. I'm Antoine Lewis. Happy to be with you on this Thursday. Let's take a live look outside because we're going to talk weather now. So as you can see, traffic is moving along, but look at the clouds in the sky. But don't let that fool you because we are going to be having some peaks of sunshine coming in through the day. But what you want to know is the forecast. So let's talk to you a little bit about that. Now, as you can see, there is a system with some rain that's moving across the area, the green that you see right there. But here's what's going to happen and what you need to know. That will likely dissipate before it even hits the ground. So as you're seeing the clouds moving over, those green pockets that you see in there, that is precipitation, but from what we should be getting, should not even touch the ground. So it may feel a little warmer than it has been over the last couple of days. As you can see right there, we're still averaging in the 50s. We do creep up over the weekend. Still clouds, still rays of sunshine, but look at that. First chance of rain appears to be on Tuesday when we then take another dip. Wind kicks back up, but look at those lows at the beginning of the week. 40 and 38 continuing, so definitely want to dress warmly. Right now it's 46 degrees. Again, wind's not so much a factor. Humidity at 58%. The dew point is at 32. So this is what you need to know as you're going to be going out. As we are talking about weather, as we're talking about the change, these are your highs and your temps. You're looking good, Monticello. You're a little cool though. Allentown, PA, Newark at 51, East Hampton 49. Here in the city we just told you about, Providence 48. And again, that's what you're seeing right there moving moving across, going the system that's moving to the east. The green, again, right now, just little pockets of rain, but it should dissipate before it even hits the ground. So we shouldn't have too much concern about needing to take an umbrella out. All right, there is 6th Avenue right now. Since we are talking about the weather, we know that we are also in the flu season, so I want to talk to you about that because there is a strain of the flu that is causing concern among medical experts. So here's the information. A version of the H3N2 virus is causing outbreaks in the United Kingdom as well as in Canada, sending people to the hospitals. Health officials say the virus acquired 7 new mutations over the summer, which means that it's different than this year's vaccine. So we want to make sure that you are aware of that. Now, the CDCP has not provided a national report on flu activities since September because of the government shutdown. But again, the flu strain that we're talking about right now is not under the realm of the flu vaccine if you got your flu shot for this year. So be aware of that. As with always, check in with your physician if you have a question, if you have a concern about that. Now, migraine sufferers, we want to talk to you about headaches. If you are a migraine sufferer, well, you're not alone. A new study has found that nearly 1 in every 3 people worldwide suffer from a headache disorder. That amounts to about 3 billion people. Researchers found it's especially bad for women who experience more than double the lifetime of headache-related health problems than men do. This study will appear in the December issue of Lancet Neurology. So again, if you are suffering like this poor woman's rubbing her head there, you are not alone in that area. It sounds like 3 billion people across the globe are also dealing with migraine headaches. And you know, they can be very intense. I used to actually work with an executive producer when I was in Phoenix. She would have to wear sunglasses, you know, in the newsroom because the bright lights, you know, would just be a lot for her to have to take in. You know, so it can be a lot. It can be very intense. You know, some people actually have to like take days off from work, you know, or at least a day just to deal with that. So there you go. You have a question about that? Again, check in with your doctor about that. 1:30 on your Thursday, more news, more headlines, including apparently 2 of our colleagues are getting tattoos. We'll tell you what that is about on Kicking and Screaming when they are doing that, but we'll give you a little bit of a preview when we return. All right, everybody, welcome back to Newsroom Live. If you have not had a chance to catch one of the most unique pairings of television personalities, at least that I've ever seen, Kicking and Screaming, Vinny, if you show the promo, features our noon and 6 o'clock anchor Bianca Peters and sports producer Lou Albanese, who's been here since they put the F in the Fox outside of the building. You know, anyway, these two cover everything. It doesn't even always stay with sports. You know, they go over pop culture, anything that's a headline, and Kicking and Screaming is probably the best way to describe it, but they are taking things to a new level. My friend Bianca Peters is joining me now just to tell us about tattoos. You're getting tattoos.
Wait, the F in Fox was
yeah,
the
Lou was
best
here.
line I haven't.
When they put,
Wow.
we have Fox 5
Yeah.
on our building. Lou was here when they put that
The
F
Stone
up there.
Ages.
Exactly. Your
When
words.
they invented fire.
Look, I don't want Lou to kick or scream with me, so
It's
you go.
nothing he hasn't heard. Okay, so yeah, we've been talking about this for quite some time about getting some tattoos, sports-related tattoos, and we put this out on social media, and everyone kept saying, you gotta get Keith Des Hernandez to tattoo you. He's like the most well-known NYC tattoo artist. He's tattooed Jalen Brunson, Lewis Hamilton, a ton of MLB and NBA players. And he's incredibly talented, like fine, detailed, black and white work, a lot of portrait stuff. And I said, well, shoot, let me reach out to this guy and see if he wants to come on. I found out more about his backstory, which is pretty incredible. Bronx, born and raised.
Okay.
And then he said, yes, I will tattoo you and Lou. So we put this out on Instagram, and I said, here's this top 6 sports teams, because everyone got a little mad, like, we didn't include the Long Islanders, and you didn't include this and that.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I'm the one that's got to get the dang tattoo.
And it's going to stay with you for the rest of, exactly.
Unless I go get it lasered off.
Which is
But
expensive.
The top 3 teams that made the list, I'm sure you could guess.
The Knicks, the Jets.
What?
No.
Antoine,
Okay, Yankees.
Really? Yes.
I would have thought it's got to be a football team. No.
Football team made the top 3 list.
The Mets.
I was surprised.
Was the Mets the third?
It was Yankees,
oh, wow.
Mets, Knicks.
Okay.
In that order.
That is interesting.
Right?
So, okay, wait, now let me tell everybody what it is. You know, Vinny actually has a shot of where you and Lou tape the broadcast.
Yes.
Now, is
and that is Keith.
That's Keith right there.
That's Desert that you're looking at right now. He's getting set up in our filming studio. So you see the ink behind him ready. He's ready to go. We got that table out there. He's going to be putting either some part of our body parts on that table to get this tattoo, because we don't know where the tattoo is happening yet. I'm not going to lie. I have not thought about it.
I was about to ask, where are you going to?
I haven't thought about it. I have not. I've been.
Do you have it? If it's okay to ask.
I have I'm lost between maybe 12 or 13 tattoos already.
Okay.
But they're tiny. Here's one. Here's a really tiny.
That's a heart.
That's supposed to be an eye. I like gray ink, so they're
okay,
super
I see
small.
it right there.
There's that one. There's this one on my pinky.
That look like it hurt.
None of these hurt. They're all tiny. I try to get them in every country I go to. And then I have some from some states here. This is the first tattoo I've ever gotten in New York.
So are you nervous? Are you scared? Or is this like, I'm all right, I'm used to this?
Okay, this is why I'm nervous. I begged, I pleaded. I was down on my knees saying, please, Mets fans or Knicks fans, please vote, because I'm going off of what people voted for.
Right.
And the top vote right now is still Yankees.
Still Yanks.
And I'm not excited about that.
Okay.
I'm not.
But you are representing, you've been in the market now for a number of years.
Yes.
You actually participated in the Nets Latino
Yes.
Day opening ceremony. Like I
I'm
know,
a little mad about that.
Two
people voted for the Nets.
Only 2 for the Nets. But Nets are still trying to regain footing.
I know.
They're in a transition right now.
Best stadium or best arena that I've been to.
It is absolutely a gorgeous arena.
Yeah.
No shade to MSG. You're still
a little shade to MSG.
Her. That was what she
I'm
was
just
saying.
The experience is quite nice.
Tell us about Lou. Is Lou nervous, and does Lou have any tattoos?
Lou has 0 tattoos.
So this will be his first.
I'm very surprised I convinced him to do this. I've also convinced him to wax his back, shave whatever hair off his face, and wear a dress and a wig. So, I mean, we're pushing it.
That caught me off guard. And Lou is on board.
Lou is on
Vinny, why
board.
don't you put that promo up so I can get this laugh out, or without everybody looking at me? But you did not say that. But okay, that's Lou on the left right there, who's probably going to run around.
Oh, thank you for
kicking and
explaining
screaming.
which one's which. I appreciate that.
I did kind of just do that, didn't I? But no, first of all, we have to give you props, you and Lou, by making it, something that the viewers can get involved and get.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about, hey, vote for your favorite pizza. This is actually something that's going to be with you for forever, for a lifetime. And the fact that you're doing it live right after we say goodbye at 2, correct?
Tell me another news station that is doing this live. Tell me another one. Find another one, because it doesn't exist.
You know what? I know you're still trying to figure out where you've got you covered.
Do you have any suggestions?
Probably, maybe more on your arm.
Okay.
Sometimes you
most
wear
of mine
short
are.
sleeves,
Yeah.
like that, and that way. If,
Definitely not in the face.
no. Oh,
Okay.
no.
Okay, just making sure,
You
just
may end
making
up in a, no, you don't do that. I didn't say mug shot or anything, but no, generally those tend to be skewed there. And I know you well enough to know that you don't have any gang affiliations.
Yeah, we're staying out of jail. We are definitely doing that.
We are definitely doing that. All right, 2 o'clock on when you tape the
Yes, I gotta
podcast
get up there
today
and prep.
stuff. So I have to let you go. All right, and we show it again. We can have some Bianca and let everybody know this is where it's going to be taking place.
Yep.
And his name again, Hernandez.
Keith Des Hernandez. You got to follow him on
Okay.
Instagram. He does incredible work. He's tattooing some of the biggest names in sports. And the best part about this is that we have to find a razor big enough to shave off Lou's hair.
You know what, Bianca?
So that the ink can actually stay in the skin. So that's the part you might want to tune in for. Is removing the. You have to shave up the area to remove the skin before you get a tattoo.
Lou had. I don't want to know. Okay.
If you'd like to know, you tune in.
I guess that's right because you have to.
You do.
Okay. all
Yeah,
right.
he's got a nice fur coating on him.
Bianca Peters, noon to 6 anchor, soon to be getting her 4th, 5th, 6th, 15th
We'll find
tattoo.
out.
But definitely stick around because after we say goodbye, we kick over to Kicking and Screaming, and we will actually be able to see what the tattoos look like throughout the process.
And which one actually we get.
All
We
right.
don't even know what's happening.
You have the design though of the Yanks? Is it just going to be the NY or?
There's 2 options, so I guess we're gonna pick when we're up there.
And Lou's getting the Yanks also, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, and he's a Mets fan. He's gonna be real upset about that.
I was about to say, all right, Lou Albanese from Long Island. We will be interested to see how this is going to go.
Look at him. He's behind us walking right
Oh, wait, is
there.
that Lou?
That's
Wait,
Lou. That's
Lou?
Lou right there.
Come on over, Lou.
Look, he's so mad.
Look. Come on, Lou. Get right in the middle.
With the worst team possible, I'm going to get stuck with.
Are you excited about
Are you
this?
excited
No.
about this?
No,
You don't have any, right?
No, I don't have a tattoo.
Okay.
But I did shave my arm in advance.
Yes, you did.
The guy was all excited.
He's
I said,
gonna have to
when
do it again.
When I lifted my shirt, I said, "This is what you would have had to cut through if I had brought upstairs. It would have taken more than an hour to do the show."
Lou, Bianca, kicking, screaming, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No, he's
Vinny's
sweating.
laughing. Our
Aren't
producer
you
Alex
glad-
is over there.
aren't
She's
you-
like doubled over.
Aren't you glad you dragged me into this conversation?
It's always good to see you.
I know
But
it's
Lou,
nice.
just a full disclosure,
Yes.
Bianca said, that she was nervous. Are you scared at all?
No, I've been
All
stuck. I've had so many needles shoved into me in my years.
What?
It's nothing. I used to get.
I think he's talking about the COVID shots, you guys.
I used to get allergy shots since I was like literally 6
allergy
months
shots.
old.
Mhm.
So they
Allergy
stuck
shots.
more many needles into me. It was no big deal.
Got it.
We were confused about that statement for a second.
We,
I'm glad he
I
explained.
think I had to clear that out, bro.
You know what, Lou? I'm glad you came by. I wish you
Oh, thank you
and
very
Bianca
much.
the best.
Oh, I can't wait.
And I need
wait.
to pop up in there. Wait, Ellen, am I in your show at 5? Okay. So anyway, I may have a few minutes to go up there just to see
Listen,
you. And do
more
that,
the merrier.
right?
Come on up.
Anyway,
It's going to be
Another-
there. It
this
is.
is happening right
There it
now.
is.
He's waiting for
He's
the
great.
two of
And
you.
by the way, he's a Mets fan, so I love him. That's why he's named Keith Hernandez.
But look, wait, you are.
I'm a Mets fan.
Yeah, but you're getting a Yankees tattoo.
That's very depressing.
So
we're
you're
depressed.
okay with this?
No. Of course I'm not. I said yesterday on the show I'm not okay with this.
But the fans voted.
No. But the fans voted, so I got stuck with it.
Okay.
Although, You'll see. I am wearing a different shirt in protest, and you'll see when I go upstairs.
Okay. And again, before you go, just give us a little shoulder action, one more time.
Oh my God, look at how much that grew in about an hour.
You know what? All right, everyone, it's 1:41. We're going to take a quick break.
Again.
And Lou and Bianca will, again, right after we say goodbye to you, stick with us because you will get to see the two of them get their tattoos and all.
Can't wait.
One more time for the promo, Vincenzo, if you don't mind. There it is. It's coming. There
it is.
Oh, gosh.
Getting
Look at
tattoos.
that.
Pray for
right
us.
at 2 o'clock.
There we go.
All right. We can't wait.
Oh, can't wait.
Let's see the finished product.
All right.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Sir. Shoulders.
He's got to go shave again.
We're going to take a quick break. More Newsroom Live when we return. All right, everybody, welcome back to Newsroom Live 144 on your Thursday, November 13th. I'm Antoine Lewis. Happy to be with you on this Thursday. Now, we've been talking a lot about the shutdown being over after 43 days, but if you were with us at the beginning of this broadcast, that Linda Schmidt was talking about the impact that SNAP benefits are feeling still, if you will, the recipients are dealing with that. But still help, still food distribution outfits are taking place across the tri-state. Let's go to one now with New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand was actually at. Now, in the wake of the government shutdown and limited access to SNAP food, Gillibrand said she's concerned about the amount of food insecurity New Yorkers may be facing ahead of the holidays. This morning, as you can see right there, she joined leaders from City Harvest and the West Side Campaign Against Hunger to hand out food and to talk about the importance of supporting organizations like this at a time where so many are still struggling.
The critical funding for City Harvest is at risk because of the Trump administration. They do not want to fund food stamps. They do not want to fund nutrition programs. They are dead set on making sure the most vulnerable in our city cannot get the support that they need.
$86 billion worth of cuts to food stamps in that program. And this was part of the big, beautiful bill that the president signed and it was passed by Congress in July. Also, let's go to New Jersey to tell you about another operation that's going on. Officials in Essex County are similarly doing the same thing as far as making sure that food is available to New Jersey residents who've been impacted by the federal shutdown. County Executive Joe DiVincenzo, they call him Joe D over there, he's teaming up with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, hosting a food emergency distribution event today. DiVincenzo says that even with SNAP benefits restored, many families are still struggling with food insecurity as well as inflation. So far, we can let you know that Essex County has hosted more than 100 food distribution events and have fed about 3 million Garden State residents through those events. So a lot of people still struggling. And as you come back to us, I also want to let you know that, remember, even though the shutdown has happened, it's still going to take a while for the benefits to populate in the accounts of those who are receiving federal assistance or SNAP benefits. So it won't happen right away. It's still going to take some time for that to happen, but we are certainly glad to see that the community is taking care of the community as everyone is dealing with the shutdown in one way or another. It is now 1:47. We're going to take a quick break. Let's show a live look outside, Vinny, so I can tease a little bit about the weather. We are experiencing warmer temps than we've had over the last couple of days, which is a good thing, and the clouds are out. There is going to be some rain in the area, but it's expected to dissipate before it hits the ground. But we'll be right back with more news. All right, everybody, welcome back to Newsroom Live 149. Antoine Lewis coming to you from the newsroom of Fox 5 on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. So most of us, a lot of us, use our devices, to carry or pay for items whenever we're out. Rarely is cash used by most today. But anyway, just to let you know, the country is saying goodbye, if you will, to the penny. Here's what's going on. Apparently, the U.S. Mint pressed the last batch of pennies on Wednesday of this week. After that, they will no longer be in production. The copper penny was actually introduced back in the 1600s, from what our Richard Giacovis found out last night. And that a lot of people, like this lady that Richard spoke with, is just explaining that, no, I carry a card, or, I pay with my phone. No one really uses a penny anymore. They're no longer made with copper. There's now like a copper zinc combination, if you will, that's being done to produce them. But as you see right there, it's generally plastic most people are using, or in this age of paying with your phones, people are using that to be just transparent. I recently started using my phone to pay when I'm like at the Dunkin' Donuts or someplace like that. I use it in the grocery store in my neighborhood the other day. So that one's new to me. She's tossing that one in there. So now, what happens to the pennies afterwards, Vinny? You were just telling me.
Nobody collects them.
They don't collect.
You just keep it yourself.
Just keep holding on to them.
One day it might be worth more than a penny.
That's true. Remember how we used to collect the years, try to see how far back we could get for the printing, when the mint was like that? Just checking in with my operator here, Vincenzo Mariani there. So, but anyway, that's what's going on. Pennies have ceased production as of Wednesday. The last batch shipped out. Hang on to them because 2025 could be, to Vinny's point, something that could pay off for you or your generations, down the line. So just definitely you want to hang on to that. A holiday tradition we want to tell you about, the Starbucks Red Cup. If you are unfamiliar with that, then here, let me bring you up to speed with why this is a thing. It's a holiday tradition. Customers who order a holiday-inspired beverage at participating locations will be given a free, limited edition Grande reusable red cup. Now, the cup is made up of 95% recycled materials and features a hand-drawn illustration. Customers can bring back the reusable cup in the future. Oh, listen to this. You get a 10-cent discount on their beverage. Now, strikes are also planning at dozens of Starbucks across the country to coincide with Red Cup Day. The union representing some of the chain's baristas are fighting for a new contract. So even if you go in, you may see a little activity going on right there as the union is trying to get a new contract agreement with there. But yep, no, these things are hugely popular. Just wanted to make sure you know that today is in fact that day. We want to revisit a couple of our news headlines also, just to let you know about the government shutdown and what's going to be happening. The president signing the legislation that was passed in the House yesterday. 6 Democrats had to go switch party lines, if you will, just to make this happen. But we're talking about the impact on the airports. The airports across the country are now facing a 6% flight reduction, and that will likely still be the case. It's going to take a minute, for things to right themselves. And we're talking, about a week and a half or so before people start traveling for Thanksgiving at least. But yep, the president signed it yesterday, and it's going to be taking a minute there. So we're talking about the airport chaos. It's still going to continue for a little bit longer, hopefully. Not terribly, but terribly much longer, but that's certainly something to consider. The other impact, of course, is what we were just talking about, SNAP benefits and recipients who get federal assistance for those benefits. You won't see the populate into their account, or that's Bianca and Lou. We'll go back to them in just a moment. There you go, Vinny. Yeah, you won't see these funds populate in your account right away. It's still going to take a minute for everything to get right, but it looks like there's some light at the end of this dark 43-day tunnel that has impacted 42 million Americans nationwide, so many in our area. So it sounds like, and just want to reiterate something that we've been saying, the Democrats are blaming the Republicans are blaming the Democrats, everyone in the middle watching, most are just blaming both. But whatever it is, they figured things out to some degree. Not everybody got what they wanted, but the main thing is that the Americans, us, who are impacted by this, can start to breathe a sigh of relief, whether it's in receiving their SNAP benefits or just trying to get out for the holidays without getting notifications that you've been moved down an hour, delayed an hour until you're ultimately canceled in general. So some good news and relief there. Also, our Lisa Evers is on the scene right now of a building super who apparently passed away in what has now since turned from an assault into a murder investigation. Now, this is the super right there. He's been with that building for about 16 years, from what Lisa tells us. Apparently, over the last 24 to 48 hours, he was trying to stop someone from stealing a package. That building that you see right there apparently has been dealing with package thieves. They actually put signage up to try to let residents and tenants know not to let anyone in the building that they didn't recognize because of the number of tenants who had reported having their packages stolen. So it sounds like the police have a person of interest, not calling him a suspect yet, a 30-year-old male that they are talking to in regards to that. Good thing is, in that shot, you can see there are cameras all around the place of that. And there is, again, the alert that we understand that the residents were told, tenants were told about. And from what we are hearing, the victim in this case was attacked. He was, brutally, savagely beaten. And from what Lisa found out, our Lisa Evers, he apparently went upstairs, sat down, and just tried to process, sounds like decompress, talking with his wife. He had a severe head injury. It looks like he got into the shower, from what Lisa was learning from family members. And that's when his injuries to his head started to turn black, and they rushed him to the hospital, where unfortunately it sounds like he's passed away. So again, they have a person, the police have a person of interest that they are talking to in regards to this. No one's been charged just yet, but yeah, apparently the man was beloved in that building and he took it. You know, when you live there, there's a pride that goes with the Supers. They absolutely invest all that they have into that. So we'll keep you up to date on that, of course, as our news continues throughout the day here on the platform to which you are watching us. One more quick break, more news, more headlines. And before we go to break, let's pop in at Bianca and Lou just to see where things stand, because if you just watched us within the last 5 minutes or so, Bianca and Lou are actually getting tattooed. And this is where they tape their podcast. That gentleman there who's high-fiving right now, that's Matt Onimus. He's part of our creative services team right there. And the guy in the back, Hernandez is his last name. I believe she said his name was Keith. He's the tattoo artist who apparently has done Jalen Brunson. Wait, Lou changed his shirt. Lou had on a green shirt when he was down here, didn't he, Vinny?
Yeah,
he did. Okay. So, yep, apparently they're going to go through with it. They took a poll among our viewers, and the top 3 choices as far as getting a sports tattoo came in at the Yanks, the Mets, and the Knicks. And it looks like that Bianca and Lou went with the Yanks, even though Lou is a New York Mets fan. So these will be with them for a while. They're going to be doing it live right after we say goodbye to you. One quick break, and we'll be right back. Back now at 1:59. One last thing to leave you with. If you are looking for a job over the holiday season, you can become the chief of cheer. So the online platform Cable TV is hiring one lucky person to become the chief of cheer, which means watching 25 holiday movies in 25 days to get $2,500. You will also receive free subscriptions to DirecTV, Hulu, Disney Plus, and Hallmark Plus. You'll even get a blanket. You can apply on the company's website until December 3rd. As we say goodbye to you, we're going to pop in one last time with Bianca and Lou. I'm Antoine Lewis. Stay right here because they're going to be getting their tattoos as soon as we say goodbye to you. Thank you for being with us today. We'll see you tomorrow.